You are not confusing. Your brand is. That is why people can trust you in real life and still have no idea how to explain what makes you different. And that is a bigger problem than most people think, because you can't refer what you can't repeat. Let me say that again. You cannot refer what you cannot repeat. So if someone likes you but cannot explain why you are different, your brand is still too blurry. And if someone trusts you but cannot tell a friend what you actually do in a very clean way, your brand is still too blurry. If people know you're good but do not know what sentence to carry for you, your brand is still too blurry. And that's the problem I want to talk to you about today. Not because you're not good, not because you don't have any experience, and not because you don't care, because you do. You really do. And that's why this is so frustrating, because you're good and people trust you. You have helped people. You have stories. You've got proof. You have lived some things, a lot of things. You have learned some things, a lot of things. You have a way of seeing the world that's not like everybody else, but when you try to explain it, it gets muddy. It's too broad, it's too safe, it's too much like everybody else. That's the gap. And that's exactly why I built the ONLY Statement Audit. But before I explain the call and the one-on-one that I have with clients, let me explain where it starts. It starts at findyouronly.app. That's the front door. So you go there, you answer 8 questions, takes less than 8 minutes. That's it. Really, that's it. And it's all free. It's not a giant course. It's not a 90-page workbook. It's not some personality quiz that tells you you are a visionary eagle with golden retriever energy. Although honestly, I'd probably take that quiz just to see what kind of dog I am. Okay, I'll stop. But this is not that. The app asks you 8 questions that start pulling the first clues. What do you do? Who do you help? What do people come to you for? What have you lived that shape how you work? What makes you different? What do you believe that other people in your space may not say out loud? What are you still sounding? Where are you still sounding too broad? What part of your story might be the thing you keep brushing off? That's step 1. The app gives us the first clues. And then after you have it, you have the chance to book the 1-hour ONLY Statement Audit with me. And that is where we pull ahead. And I want to be very clear. This is not a pick your brain call. It's not a coffee chat. It's not a pep talk. This is not me saying you should post more, be more consistent, and believe in yourself. Okay, I'm going to say that, but you can get all of that for free on the internet with a sunset background and a guy pointing at captions. This is different. This is where we find the sentence that makes people say, oh, now I get it. Now I get why you. Now I get what makes you different. That's the work. Because most people who come into these audits, definitely not empty. You guys, you're full. You're full of experience, full of skills, full of wins, full of scars, full of weird little chapters you think that don't really matter, full of stories that have never turned into language. And that's why you feel stuck. You don't need more ideas. Most of you have too many ideas. You need the right words, because the right words change everything. The right words makes your bio easier. The right words makes your content easier, makes your intro easier, makes referrals easier, makes people understand why you are not just another person in your space. That is the power of this work. And I've seen this again and again and again across these audits. Someone comes in thinking, I need a better headline, or I need more of a niche, or I need a content plan, and maybe y'all do, but underneath that is usually the real problem. You have not found the sentence people can carry for you. That's why the audit matters, because people cannot refer what they cannot repeat. Your best client may love you, but if they cannot explain why they cannot help you grow the way you should. Your friends may believe in you, but if they don't know what makes you different, they cannot send the right people your way. Your audience may like your content, but if they cannot say why you matter, they move on. And not because you're bad, because the words are blurry. And blur, that's expensive. You know what blur does? It costs trust, attention, referrals, sales, momentum. This is why this is not just branding. This is business. This is identity. This is language people can actually use. So what actually happens on these calls? I read your answers, I look at what you wrote, put together an incredible agenda, and then I listen. Not just to the obvious answers, I listen for the thing underneath the answer. The line you say and try to skip past, the story you think is too small, the old chapter you think is not relevant, the thing you say with a laugh because you don't realize it's the whole point. The part where you say, this probably doesn't matter, but, and I'm telling you, that line almost always matters. That's where the gold is, because most people bury the best part. You bury it because it feels normal to you, because you've lived it. So you think everyone sees it this way. I'm telling you, everyone does not. You think everyone can do that thing. Everyone cannot. You think the old chapter was just a detour. It was not. You think that weird story does not belong in your brand, but it probably does. And that's what I'm listening for. The thing you cannot see because you are too close to your own life. I spent more than 20 years in television doing this for other people. Finding the thing, the hook, the edge, the moment, the reason someone would stop and care. Now, I do it for people. Experts, entrepreneurs, investors, coaches, consultants, operators. People with depth who still sound too broad. And the pattern keeps showing up. You do not need me to invent a fake brand. You do need me to name the real one that is in you, and that's different. So let me give you a few examples without giving away some private details. So I'm telling you, the names have changed, locations have changed, but all of these transformations are absolutely real. One client, I'm gonna call Candy. Candy came in with a strong background and a real heart to help people, but the message was broad. It sounded like a lot of other people in her space. Helpful, kind, experienced, good, but not sharp enough. And then we started talking, and underneath the safe answers was a chapter she'd been brushing off. There was a personal transformation, a body transformation, a money transformation, a whole season where she had rebuilt the way she saw herself. That was not extra. That was the reason. That was the part that explained why people would trust her. She didn't need a new personality. She needed words for the life she had already lived. Another client, Marcus. Marcus had years of business experience. He was smart. He's a smart guy. He's credible, and he was bearing a whole world that explained how he actually leads. Discipline, martial arts, teaching, reading people, staying calm under pressure. And he had treated that like a side note. It was not a side note. It was the edge. It explained why people trusted him in high-stakes situations. It explained what made him different from the next person with the same title. Then there was Landon. Landon had a story of physical setbacks and rebuilding, surgeries, pain, learning how to keep going when the structure underneath him failed. And at first, it sounded like personal history, but it was actually the thread. It became language around rebuilding foundations, not just in his body, but in business, in deals, in trust, in the way he spoke to investors and partners. And that is what happens in the audit. We find that thread, not the fake thing, but the real thing, the part that has been there the whole time. And then after the call, you don't just get a nice feeling, you get this amazing deliverable. And this part matters because I don't want you leaving the call saying, that was great. And then you stare at a blank page the next morning, or you can't read the notes that you were writing down for the last 60 minutes. No, after the call, guess what I do? I build your roadmap, your only statement. usually multiple versions, your brand thread, some key moments from the call, the story you should stop hiding, the thing people trust about you, your ideal client language and avatar, your positioning, your content direction, your platform language, and your next moves. The point is simple. You should be able to use it right away. Right away. Update your bio now. Fix your headline now. Write a better post now. Record a better intro now. Explain your offer better now. Talk about your story better now. Get to show up with words that finally match what people already feel when they meet you. That's the win. This is not motivation. It's movement. It's not hype. It's language. It's not a good call. It's a roadmap. Actionable. This is what I want people to understand. The app, the findyouronly.app, it gives you clues, but the audit pulls the thread. The deliverable gives you the words and the next moves. That's the system. And it starts simply with findyouronly.app. That's findyouronly.app. You answer 8 questions in under 8 minutes. And if your results make you think, oh, wow, there's something here, then book the 1-hour only statement audit with me. This is where we go deeper. This is where we find the sentence. This is where your brand stops being blurry, because you are not confusing. Your brand is. And once your brand gets clear, everything else gets easier. Not easy, but easier. Because when that happens, people are going to understand you faster. People are going to remember you better. People refer you more clearly. People know what to say when they talk about you. That is why this matters. Because people cannot refer what they cannot repeat. And if you spent years being good at what you do, but still don't have the words people can carry for you, you're making this a whole lot harder than it needs to be. So start here at findyouronly.app. That's findyouronly.app. It's 8 questions. It's going to take you under 8 minutes. Then book the 1-hour only statement audit with me. Let's find this sentence people can finally repeat. And if you feel like you know somebody that needs to hear this, share this, send it by my way, tag them in the comments, do whatever you need to do. I'm really on a mission to help every person on this planet. And if this hits home, tell me in the comments, what is the blurriest, I love the word blurry, what's the blurriest part of your brand right now? Tell me. Go to findyouronly.app, and once you go through the app, book a 1-hour call with me. Findyouronly.app. Be the only. Be the $2 bill.